To those who are new to this, the way these work, if you're watching this on TikTok Live or on YouTube, the way this works is I put out a video on my TikTok and I ask for people to submit their car photography who are open to feedback. And yeah, we just sit here and we go through and we go through and I give constructive feedback. I'm not here to judge on gear or anything like that. I'm simply here to try and give you some pointers as to what you can improve pretty quickly. And you know, I talk more about composition and lighting and editing than I do anything else. So yeah, don't be afraid to submit pictures from games, you know, like Forza and stuff like that. Don't be afraid to submit phone pictures as well. And yeah, what I do is I just go through them and go from there. And yeah, so let's get cracking. Let me remove my picture from up here and we'll go from there. Right, so let me just, there we go. All right. But yeah, obviously as we go through these, you will spot a lot of common things that I say. I do kind of somewhat push the same things a lot, but it's just something that a lot of people seem to miss. Thank you for the follow there, Slow M3G80, appreciate that. Although I'm not buying your name, M3G80 and Slow. Anyway, right, first image that we've had in was from KOJHGFEFH of these two lovely Ferraris together. Am I right in saying that's it's not an SF90, is it? What are these two Ferraris? Someone tell me in the comments what these two Ferraris are. I should know what this one is on the left because I photographed one as we saw earlier, but I don't know what this one is. Someone could tell me in the comments. SP3, that's the one. SP3 and SP2 Monza. So yeah, we got a lovely picture of SP3 Daytona and an SP2 Monza. Now, in terms of from a photography perspective, I've done it again. Right, I need to just not use the mouse. Okay, we're going to start again because I made a hash of that. I'm not going to use the mouse. Anyway, so yeah, we got these two pictures. I've got these pictures of these two Ferraris together, clearly outside some sort of shopping center or something, or hotel of some description. Now, for me, this is clearly not edited, and I would think this would benefit a lot from some form of editing. I think, you know, having seen Ferrari red in person, I know this red like really has a strong amount of pop to it. So I think you could have done with like, you know, a bit of color grading to really saturate those reds and really pull them out. And I think I understand this is outside the shopping center, so there's like a hotel, so there's a lot of distracting elements, but this red pole here is very distracting for me, so I would have looked to have got rid of that and perhaps looked to getting a polarizer just to kind of really deepen that red paint and kind of cut through the windscreen there. But in terms of like composition and stuff, this is actually pretty good. For a two-car shot, this is pretty good. There's a good amount of side profile on both of them, and you know, given the situation and stuff, this is actually genuinely a pretty good shot. I think, yeah, you just needed a polarizer and a bit more color grading involved, I think, to really make the red stand out a lot. But a fair play for getting a picture of these two together. That is incredibly cool. Right, am I going in the right direction? Yeah. Okay, so next one from @Clio RS182. Now, is it just me or is this like awfully blue? It's looking very kind of, it looks like there's a lot of kind of a blue tinge over the top of it. But other than that kind of blue color cast, this is genuinely, like, this is a cool picture. You know, this is good. I like this a lot. I do like some drifting pictures. There's a lot of smoke there as well, which is doing a good job of taking away any background distractions. And I think in terms of like shutter speed and your ability to pan and things, you've really got this like really, really well. You know, you've got enough that the wheels aren't like fully spinning, but it's enough to see they are clearly spinning. And yeah, like, I think other than blue cast that's going over the top of it, yeah, I can't think bad about this. You got a good amount of breathing room there. You know, I feel like this would be like, if it wasn't for that blue color cast on it, this would be a really good like image for advertising, because you've got a lot of negative space up here as well, like, which is really good. So, you know, you could have had like logos and stuff there from the event organizers. But no, this is a good shot. Like, I actually wouldn't, other than the blue color cast, I think I wouldn't change anything, to be completely honest with you. What are we saying in the chat? I have a question. Can you make car photography your full-time job and earn enough money to live? Yes, you can. You definitely can, but definitely don't be afraid to branch out into other things. There's no harm in having other things in your back pocket that you can do. I do car photography. What do you think of the 600D? Which one would you switch to? I started out with a Canon 600D and it was great. Obviously not the best camera in the world, but I started with a Canon 600D and yeah, I went to a 760D after that, which is essentially the same camera but with an articulating screen. But yeah, no, I really liked that. It was good. Get monetized on YouTube and TikTok, 100%. That's very good advice there. Northern Supercars, pinned video in the comments. Check the pinned video on my TikTok. There's instructions on how to enter there, but I won't be pulling any extra pictures out of there unless we have time. If you have and you've done it, then you're gonna have to wait. I'm going through these in the order that I've downloaded them. I have the 600D. I've had it for 63 years now. Yeah, the video is not the best on the 600Ds, but yeah, like I think as a starter camera, like at least for me, as a starter camera, it was perfect. You know, I think if it's an early days camera for you, like if it's your first or your second, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, like for me, it was like I knew full well that I was not going to keep it, but I used it as a tool to learn as much as possible on it. So that's how I see it, is like, you know, use it to learn as much as possible. Right, next one, at N_photography16. Now, I like the color grade on this. Like I do like, is it called selective color, where you basically have a single color pop, which is what this appears to be, in at least, you know, from what I'm looking at. And you've basically desaturated everything else but kept the red, which is really cool. I think the only, like, I like the angle. You've got the full badge in there, which is good. Personally, I would have got rid of the plate, mainly, like literally just on the premise that the whole thing isn't in it. And the Volvo in the background seems to, even though this is clearly in focus, the Volvo in the background just isn't kind of being, I don't know what the word is, blurred out enough, if you know what I mean. Like, I feel like it's just not being, it's too in focus, unfortunately. But other than that, this is a good shot, good angle. I like the edit. It's a very stylized choice, and it's definitely not to everyone's taste, but I like this style. But yeah, I'd just got rid of the plate and maybe tried to get that Volvo in the background less sharp. Because to me, like, even though, yes, it's clearly not sharp, it's still not enough to kind of make you not look at it, if that makes sense. But yeah, no, overall, pretty good shot. Yeah, quite like it. Let's jump on to the next one. Now, this one caught my eye because I love a good stove shot. So this one is from at XFLAZX. Now, this is cool. Like, I really like this. This is one of those ones that I've not actually got anything bad to say about. But, you know, you've got the wheel turned there, which is nice. I like having that wheel turned, and the wheels stand out nicely, which is obviously a combo of good wheels and good color grading, and good composition. Car nice in the middle, nice little bit of angle there. Normally I'm like, you know, go mad on the angle, but obviously the trees, you want the trees to be upright. So no, I think this is really good. And again, I'd normally be saying, you know, Photoshop, like, get rid of the plate, but the plate is deep 6, so it kind of works. But yeah, no, and then you've got the nice little bit of light flare there. Clearly got a light source mask going on up here as well. Good masking down here. I've genuinely not going bad to say about this image. No, I know these RS6s tend to come in like a purple, so maybe, but this doesn't look purple, so maybe, no, I'm just talking rubbish. But to be honest, I've actually got nothing bad I can say about this. There's not bad, but there's nothing I can really give you feedback on, because it's just spot on, to be honest with you. Nothing bad to say about this one. Where are we going? What are people saying on the live at the minute? Where do I post the photo? Check the pinned video. I won't be getting on to any new ones. I've downloaded everything. Looks too blurry to us. What bit looks blurry? It could just, yeah, like I said, it could just be TikTok kind of not kind of preserving the quality. I'm still trying to work out a way that people can send them to me with preserving the quality, but unfortunately, yeah, I don't know how to do that. I did have an email set up for the TikTok lives, but unfortunately people were somehow struggling with that, which I don't know how people were struggling with that. I don't know if that's just me being old at my ripe old big age of 28, but apparently emails are quite difficult. Thank you for the follow, Rico RSB. Appreciate everyone who's following throughout. Obviously, I'm trying to look at the pictures, so I might not see it, but no, I do genuinely really appreciate everyone who's followed so far. But yeah, no, and everyone who shares and likes these lives is really good. Appreciate the follow. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you, Matt, for the follow. Once you're done, I posted mine late. I'm sorry, I'm just here. No worries, mate. It's absolutely fine. This is why I'm trying to encourage everyone to drop follows. I know this is all still early days, so I know as I become a bit more regular with the posting and regular with these lives, you know, people will know to send the pictures in beforehand. But this one was incredibly last minute, to be honest with you. Yeah, like, I literally posted about this one yesterday, so yeah. Not sure how people were struggling with the email, to be fair. I don't know. I think it's just, like I said, I think it's just, you know, in my big old age, I thought emails were easy, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm not going to say too much, just in case. But no, appreciate the follow. Everyone who's following and liking, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I think I'm doing quite well, really. Right, let's get on to the next one. This is at Ventura Flicks. Now, I like the angle, good angle. You've got the badge upright in the wheel, which is one of my little things that really bugs me, but you've got that right. So look, clear light source coming in there. Could argue maybe that it's a little bit overdone, but you know, this is one of them where like if I saw the raw and the sky was was blown out, then I would have done the same. Good use of foreground in the ground there. I personally, I would have liked to have seen a bit more masking down here, but again, that's personal preference, and I probably would have tried to Photoshop out the plate unless the owner asked otherwise. But no, in terms of like composition and everything, you've got this really good. I like the angle, I like the light, I like the edit, and I like the fact you've got that little detail, that little badge the right way up, and it does seem to be a good amount of pop coming through on that caliper as well. But yeah, I think the only thing I can actually give you feedback on this is just I probably would have edited out the plate, but I think that's about it really. It's good separation from the background being a darker car with a lighter color wall behind it. But yeah, no, I wouldn't really change much about this. This is a pretty good shot. Fair play. I just got a new f2 lens. My photo's looking sick now. Yeah, having a quality lens does make a difference. I'm 19 and can do emails, so I hope I ain't considered old yet. Well, that's right. I got really confused because I thought like you'd have to have an email to obviously set up social media. I don't know why people find it so confusing. Which session did you like the most? Well, what do you mean by which session? I saw that. Yeah, I like this one. There's a few bits in this I'd pick, but this is one of them that could have been really good. Anyone else in the chat using R7? I'm using an R6 right now. But yeah, right, at LLW Photos. Now, a lot of people obviously have commented on, like, are commenting now saying this is a good one, and they saw this in the chat when they posted their pictures. And there's one or two things in this that are stopping it from being fantastic. And I tell you what, I'm gonna put it to the chat to see if anyone can figure out what it is that's bugging me about this. The slow shutter across, like, obviously I know in showrooms it's really tricky to get like no traffic in the windows, but running a low shutter like this is a prime example of how to get around that basically. But as a lot of people in the chat are saying right now, you've all kind of, Gareth has hit the nail on the head, but everyone else, you're all right as well. This sign here is incredibly distracting, and I know from dealerships you can move these. If you ask them very nicely, they will let you move them. I'm not sure about Porsche, I can't speak for Porsche, but like I know the vast majority of dealerships I've been to, if you ask them, they move it straight away. And as everyone else in the chat is saying as well, the shadow side is just too dark. You just can't see anything there. And obviously these poles, if you remove these poles, that'd be good. But as everyone is saying, shadow side, wheel side there is just too dark. I think you've probably put a bit too much contrast and a bit too much shadows on it. Or, I mean, yeah, it's obviously tricky shooting in dealerships. It's tricky from my end to give constructive feedback on these things when I don't know what the situation was or what setup you had or anything like that. But no, shadow side is too dark, sign is in the way, these poles are a little bit distracting, and that little bit on the floor is annoying. But other than that, like I like you've spotted good lighting there. You've spotted the lighting coming in from the window, and you've gone with a slower shutter purely just to take away this part of the image being sharp, like the traffic being sharp, which is really good. I think just the shadow side is just a bit too dark in my opinion. Just needs bringing up. But other than that, like composition wise, what you've done with the shutter, even the color grading and everything is really nice. It's just all of this is just a bit too dark, and there's a few too many distractions in there. But other than that, this is genuinely a good picture. Just needs a little bit more work afterwards. If you're watching this and you see this, definitely like send this in to one of the editing lives that I do, because I think personally I feel like I could probably save that. Maybe struggle with this bit here, but you know, from this image I reckon I could do something with this. Let's have a look. What's going on? What are we doing? We've got quite a few people watching this. That's quite cool. If everyone could like and share this, that'd be great. I'd love to get a lot of people in here, because apparently we've got 48 people watching this, and that is by far the highest I've ever had on these lives. Normally we kind of hover around sort of 10. Appreciate the follow. Thank you very much, Charlie. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. This one, unfortunately, whoever sent this in, I do apologize, but we're probably going to have to skip this. TikTok has done you dirty there. It very much has done you dirty on the quality, and I do apologize. But you look like Tunde. I don't know who that is. How to send photos. There's instructions in the pinned video on my page, but that won't be during this live. That will be during another live. So check the pinned video. I'll probably post another one after this, but yeah. Do you rate the pics from KOJ? Yes, we've done that. Googling that. Okay. Can you see all my friends' can't TikTok profile? I'm not looking through TikTok profiles today. I'm not going on anyone's profiles. Basically what I've done is I put a TikTok out yesterday. This is very short notice. It's not shorter than normal. So I'm basically, all the pictures that came in the comments yesterday, this morning and yesterday, I've just saved them all and I've just got them opened up. So yeah, I'm not adding to this now. So just wait for the next live, next TikTok I put out. Right, at Gareth Jones _ I think you're watching this, aren't you? Right, I'll be honest, this is not an angle that I have seen in a while, and I like it. This is not an angle that I've seen in a while, and I do like it. I think personally, like if this was just me now, if this was me doing this, I'd have had that wheel turned, like this front wheel turned, just to show it off a little bit more. But I think you've got a little bit, I don't know if that's just a shadow or mask, but that looks pretty good. This pole's annoying there, that pole, I would have just got rid of that. And if you've got a polarizer, I would have been keen to see the polarizer hit this side of the car a little bit more. And purely just because of these reflections are quite distracting and do kind of take away from the color of the car. I know it's probably on this side, but I think this is one of those ones where it actually might have benefited being on like turned a little bit more. But I'm actually, yeah, personally I'm not a massive fan of the color grade, but that is just me. Like that is 100% personal preference. So that is not criticism. But no, other than that, I quite like this. I actually don't. I mean, yeah, I would have just turned the wheel, I think, is the only thing I would have done differently on this. And yeah, as I said, like the tilt is a bit. I know what you mean. I think this is one of those ones that would have been quite tricky, because I feel like if this was flat, the car wouldn't have been tilted enough, or vice versa. But no, that's a good point. So I think, yeah, play around with the crop, play around with the tilt, and that's the only thing editing wise I'd say do different. And then maybe perhaps next time you're out shooting a shot like this, get the wheel turned, have a mess about with the polarizer, really. About it. Do you recommend any brands of polarizer? Honestly, just get the one that you can afford and you're comfortable with and that you will use. A lot of polarizers now are genuinely pretty good. Like the vast majority, like you can even go and get like K&F, for example, now, and you can pick them up really, really low cost, and they're not bad at all. I've used K&F ones for years. I've used Tiffin ones. I've used, what else did I have? I had a Hoya one as well. I've had all sorts. And to be honest, like I think unless you're shooting with like a Hasselblad and you're shooting on like a massive scale, you're probably not going to notice the difference. And I don't think, especially if you're only shooting for social media, no one is going to notice the difference. What brand is you watch? It's just a Casio. It's nothing fancy. K&F is, yeah, K&F are cheap and cheerful. I've got K&F, if you're watching this, I'd love to, we could do something. But like, no, the K&F are generally really good. I've had no problem with it. I actually think it's a K&F that's stuck on this right now. Right, at Zorro X45. Now, for me, okay, obviously two incredibly cool cars there, but when I look at this, I don't know which car I'm meant to be looking at. I don't know whether I should be looking at the BM or if my eye should be drawn to the Lambo. I don't know which one I should be looking on, but like I said in the comments, there's a bit too much going on in this. I think if one of them was out of focus, it would have worked, but there's a bit too much going on, and this is annoying. This little sign here, you probably could have filled that out. My guy Phil, shout out. But and this, like, I know this is obviously at the show, but I would have got rid of whatever that is there. But you know, other than that, like I think the angle you've got is good. You've got essentially the whole plate in and the whole kidney grill, I don't know, beaver tooth grill, whatever you want to call that grill. The whole grill is in, and then you've got like the kind of party piece of the Lambo there as well. But this sign is a little bit annoying, and I don't know which one I should be looking at. But like it's all right. But I think, yeah, I just need to, like, my eye is not drawn anywhere in this image. It's just sort of like looking at it and going, oh, okay. But no, other than that, like that's, yeah, I would have just picked something to focus on, I think, for this, and got rid of any distracting elements. But yeah, not too sure on the start of the camera to get. I've been shooting for the phone for 5 years. Just I started out with the Canon 600D, to be honest. That's where I started out. As an example, I think anything that you can use the manual settings on is a good starter camera to learn with. Your first camera is not going to be perfect, and the likelihood of you keeping your first camera is incredibly slim. It's like your first car, you know, you're not going to keep it. Hasselblad would be seriously cool, yeah. I think I'd love one, but I think it's one of them, like you have to be able to justify it, you know. Where you see the photos, these are photos that were taken from the pinned TikTok on my page. Did you start shooting photos of cars? Yeah, well, I shot everything, but I mainly started with cars, 100%. Can you review my ones? Because I wasn't there, I was asleep. I've done them, mate. I've gone through them, so I'm not going back and doing any again. All this live gets chopped up and posted on TikTok as individual TikToks anyway, and this does go back up on YouTube, but I'm not going back and redoing them. Hello, Dean Roll Photography. How are we? I have my first car, if it wasn't for that pesky wall. Yeah, I'd probably still have my first car, actually, saying that, if it wasn't for the starter motor peeing me off at the wrong time of the day. Right, let's have a look at this one. At Sot X Collins. The watermark says SS Kent, so I'm guessing it's SS Kent. Now, for me, I don't, like, obviously in the chat, if anyone says anything like if anyone disagrees with me, please say. I don't know about the angle of it being that way. I'm so used to seeing it the other way around. But no, I kind of like it. I do like the angle. The yellow obviously stands out against everything here. There is clearly like a car in the background, but you can't, your eye's not drawn to it. But the only thing on this that I would say is bugging me that I think you need to do something about is just your reflection there. It's like Martin just said, it's a very creative angle. I like what you've done with it. And in terms of like colors and everything, there's not too much to do. It's just your reflection there, I think, is the only thing that's like really bugging me. But other than that, like, I actually wouldn't change anything on this. I think like I said, the angle you've picked is good, the colors are good, like everything's all right. I think it's just your reflection there that's actually the only problem with this. You know, you like some people saying it could do perhaps with more color grade, but again, that's personal preference. That is. I appreciate the follows, everyone, by the way. But yeah, I wouldn't again, the color thing is personal preference for sure. The splitter gets lost ever so slightly. Yeah, like I think, again, I don't know, that could just be how it's coming up on screen. On my screen it's fine. I think that could just be how it's showing up on this. But on my screen, like, you can actually see like a highlight line across here. So I'm not gonna do so much on that. But no, overall, like, actually, yeah, I think if you had to do anything right away, it'd just be take this reflection out in Photoshop or something, and maybe bring in my usual thing where I say bring in some masks. I think to draw like maybe a light source from this side, and then maybe a bottom mask there. But other than that, I think that's about it, really. It's quite a nice picture, nice color Porsche. But yeah, a bit of masking to draw some attention to it without burying the splitter against its shadow there, as we were saying just now. Take your reflection out, and that'll be pretty good. That'll be pretty decent. That's tasty. That is tasty. Could you check my Insta? I'm not checking anyone's Instas on this. I'm not checking anyone's Instas, unfortunately. TikTok doesn't like me doing that, so I won't be doing that. Dark in the foreground there, curve at the side. Yeah, possibly. I'm going to show you mine. Information on the pinned video, but I won't be getting to this live. It'll be another live. In fact, I'm going to unpin that video. But if anyone asks about how to submit photos, it'll be just keep an eye on my page for instructions. I think it's going to be the best thing that I can say from now on. Yeah, very tasty, but masks needed. Yeah, I agree with you. Right, I'm going to take that pinned video down because I don't want people going onto that pinned video because I'm not going to get to it. You check my account. I'm not checking anyone's accounts. Sorry. There's a nice shot. You're right. I think as Martin has just said there, the only thing that's like really annoying about this is the houses. Like, obviously it's clearly on a hill, isn't it? So trying to get this right would have been really tricky. I think if this was me personally, I would have got changed the angle so that the houses were upright, and I would have turned the car the other way so it was facing downhill, and I would have kept the angle in the road but kept the houses upright. That's just me personally. But I can see what you're going for here, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with what you've done. But at Plim wearing, I don't know. This is genuinely quite a nice shot. As some people in the comments are saying, perhaps a little bit more zoom. But to be honest, I don't know. I think when it comes to like a lot of these classic cars, you don't necessarily like. A lot of classic car owners for sure appreciate atmosphere and appreciate the memory of what's going on. So I think what you've done here is really good. I perhaps would have actually, is it just me or is this road not level? Like, it's clearly on a hill because of the houses, but I don't know if that is straight. That could just be me again. But other than that, good use of foreground. I think good use of foreground, a bit of masking here just to draw your eye towards the car a little bit more. Like, these are lovely, but I want my eye to be pulled towards the car a little bit more there. But other than that, this is actually a very, very nice shot. Clearly a light color grading going on, which suits this. But yeah, actually, I thought, yeah, maybe give the car a little bit more pop in terms of its color. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't think. Again, like what I said I would do with this is purely personal preference. Like, that's just what I would do. I'm not saying like what you've done is the wrong thing, but because what you've done is nice. Looks a bit higher in the middle of the road. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one, but no, generally very, very nice shot. Very nice shot. I wouldn't have changed anything on this, to be completely honest. Like from your perspective, I would have done what I would have done, but I wouldn't say that it needs it. That's just personal preference. But yeah, a bit of masking I think would be nice to draw more attention to the car, and that's about it really. But very, very good shot. Very good shot. Is that in Lincoln? Not a clue. Not a clue, unfortunately. So do you record your live? Yeah, I just save them all back afterwards. TikTok lets you do that, so I can just save it and post it up on YouTube afterwards. If you look on my YouTube, they're all there. Like, all the previous lives are up on there, like all the ones where I rate people's pictures and things. They're all up on my YouTube, so if people want to check that out, that'd be great. It's exactly the same username I have on here. But yeah, I appreciate everyone who's joined so far, because this is by far the most amount of people I've ever had on a live, which is quite cool. Can I send a photo? Keep an eye on my page. I will post another video soon about how to enter the next one. I'm only doing the ones I've got today, so super Car Sunday tomorrow at Lincoln Cathedral. I think Lincoln's a bit far from me, unfortunately. Right. Oh, hello. Right, now I know this isn't car photography. Appreciate the follow, by the way. I know this isn't car photography, but I'm gonna do it because this is good. Like this is good. Now, I think composition-wise, lighting-wise, edit-wise, there's only one thing on the edit I change, but this is good. Like you've got the helicopter slap bang in the middle. You've got a good amount of kind of blur on the blades. Is that what it's called, blades? But I think in terms of like the color grade, you've obviously gone with a cinematic sort of choice, which is nice, and I like what you've done with it. I think the only thing for me, I think, is the people stand out. Like they've clearly got a mask on, and it's a bit too much, if that makes sense. I think if that was a tiny bit less saturated on the red, it would have fitted in. But I think overall, this is a 9 out of 10. Like this is good. This is really good. I like the edit. I like how you've done it. I just think the red is a bit too, like, there's too much punch on the red there, I think. But other than that, this like I said, this is a 9 out of 10. Fair play at MRM_photography. I think you've popped a few in here now, but no, this is good. This is a very good one. It's not cars, but it's good. It's machinery. It's got an engine of some description, so no, this is good. That was good. Last minute meet tomorrow. Better make sure my camera's charged. Usually helps. It's beautiful. That was, yeah, it was a good one. It was a very good one. Make sure you don't need to format your SD cards too. That's another good little tip there. Make sure you get your cards, memory cards sorted out. All right. Normally, where's at E? Because he's normally on here. How do I send you my phone? Sam just said, Toby, keep an eye on my page. I will post another video up at once. I appreciate the rose at 917. You are absolutely right. I will not spend it all at once. They don't make penny sweets anymore, which is incredibly annoying because I would have otherwise. Where do we send our photos? Keep an eye on my page. I'll post another video about how to enter your photos for the next live. I'm not doing any extras this one, but yeah, definitely drop me a follow. Keep an eye out. Always remember to forget your SD card at home so you don't have to rush back to the house. See, this is what, like, when everyone says that AI is coming for us as photographers' jobs, right? AI will not forget this SD card at home. Remember that. I will. But what time are you streaming until? Probably 12, half 12-ish tops. It's basically until we get through the pictures that I've got. What I did this morning was, like, right before the live, I downloaded all the pictures and I'm just going to go through them. So everyone who commented on the pinned video before this live started, I'm going to go through them. But no, I appreciate everyone who's joined. This is by far the highest amount of people I've ever had watching one of these lives, which is really, really cool. Appreciate the follow. Thank you very much. So you're posting this whole rating on YouTube? Yep, 100%. So even if you can't watch this whole live, I'll download it from TikTok Studio. I'll put like a background behind it so it can be landscape, and the whole thing goes on YouTube. My YouTube username is exactly the same as my name on here. So just at G3CXO, that is all going to be on YouTube so that everyone can keep an eye on it. But yeah, almost 100 people watching, which is nuts. Like, anyone who joins these lives regularly know I probably get about 5 normally. So I seem to have the same sort of 5 to 10 people always watching these. So I do appreciate everyone who is watching this. Quite cool, isn't it? Right. I'm not even just many E's. So many E's I'm going to call you. You are normally in these lives, so I'm just going to call you that. But overall, I really like this. This is definitely one of the favorite ones of yours that you've sent me. Like, I do quite like this. I think you've done a good job at preserving the details down in this shadow side, which is really, really good. And you know, you've got, this is clearly in like broad daylight as well, which is very, very tricky. But no, you've done a good job of bringing back some details down here. Good little bit of masking down here, perhaps almost too much, but yeah, maybe a little bit too much masking going on down here, but not like, again, that's a very easy fix. And you've done a good job with the polarizer there. I perhaps would have got rid of whatever these little white things are in the reflection, because then that would have been a very clean and nice reflection. And we actually spoke about this in the live yesterday. Although the sky is clearly overexposed a little bit there, this, as a stylistic choice, this works. So no, that's really, really good. Maybe you could say perhaps you should have turned the wheel, but this still works without it. But no, I think the main thing I want to say is that you've definitely preserved the details in this shadow side, which is important, because the common thing I find with a lot of pictures like this is this part of the car gets really buried and you lose all the detail. But you've done a very good job of keeping those details in the picture. The car's nice and in focus, good background blur, nice leading lines to the car as well. I think just this mask might be a tiny bit overdone, but this is definitely one of my favorite ones that you've sent in. Headlights are yellow. Yeah, perhaps you could have gone over that and desaturated it, but chances are that is probably what they are like. I do believe these Golfs are quite notorious, aren't they, for fogging up their headlights. Just realized my SD card is still in the PC. Oh, it's a good job someone mentioned that then, isn't it? Can you see my photo for comment now? No, I am literally only going on the ones that were in the comments before I started the live. But if you drop me a follow, keep an eye out, I will do another one. But what do you think about the tilt in the mask at the bottom? Yeah, I think that, yeah, I completely agree with you there. I think if this, where the grass is, was what got masked, I think this would have worked really, really well. I do appreciate everybody who is somewhat policing the comments right now, by the way. Thank you very, very much. I need to find a way. I should have just put it on the screen, perhaps. How long have you been doing this live for? Don't know if you've done mine yet. I don't think I've done yours yet. We've been on for about an hour now. I don't think I've done yours yet. But no, at many ease, this is very, very good. Like, very good. I think just maybe just change the masking down here a little bit, but other than that I wouldn't have changed anything. At Apex Motor Photography, now Mr. Apex Motor Photography posts a lot of bikes in this page and these lives, and he definitely joins these lives quite frequently, and I'm glad to see he's dropped a car in this time. And as per usual with his panning shots, they are spot on. Like, they are absolutely bang on. You know, he always gets incredible background blur whilst keeping the car very, very sharp. I think this time he's definitely gone with a bit of a longer focal length, which has definitely eliminated any distractions out of the background. I don't know how that's coming across, or whether that's just my screen, but this red is almost too red, if that makes sense. It almost looks like animated. But other than that, it is very, very, very good. Very good. I actually, to be honest, yeah, I think the red might be too much for me, but I don't know if that is how the car was. Like, it could genuinely just be that bright. But no, Apex Motor Photography, I've got nothing bad. Like, there's not anything I can give you feedback on this, because as far as a panning shot goes, this is mwah, chef's kiss. This is good. This is good. Josh Photography, I think you're in this, aren't you? You usually join these. Yo, Ollie and Focus, how are we? How's the boat photo editing going on? Too red, bro, just hating for the sake of hating. I'm definitely not hating for the sake of hating. I speak to Apex Motor Photography fairly frequently, actually, so I'm not hating on him at all. It just, on my screen, it was coming across incredibly red. I don't know if that was the color of the car at the time, or if that was just an editing choice. If it was the color of the car at the time, then I retract everything I said, but I'm just rating it based off the picture that's put in front of me. I'm here, right? He is here. Right. Yes, all right. Anyway, next. Joking, I'm not that mean. All right, at Josh Photography, as per usual with a lot of your pictures, mate, this is really, really good. I did have a look at this, and I think the only thing, I'm going to start with the criticism. The only thing I would have done is try to get rid of some of this here, just because to me, I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, that's a little bit eye-catching. But that is the only criticism I have. That is the only thing I have to say that's not positive about this. I think the color grading you've gone with, the reflection you've got is spot on. Where the light is as well is really, really good. I think personally the only thing I can criticize you on this and give you some sort of feedback on is just that reflection there. But other than that, this is a really good shot. I really like this shot. I think maybe a little bit of masking over this side, I think, just to get rid of some of this. If the light was on, I'd say something different, but I actually, yeah, I've got, there's nothing I could say about this other than that reflection there. That is the only thing on this that I can say anything about. But this is genuinely like a really, really good picture. Awesome reflection. The yellow line there is not too much. Yeah, I've got nothing bad to say. Just that reflection there for me. But no, Josh Photography, as per usual, the standard of your work is incredibly high, mate. Fair play, fair play. This is good. What are we saying in the comments? What's going on? What have I missed? Apex Motor Photography, you just missed yours by like, oh, you must have missed it by like a minute. I said it was too red, and then someone had a moan at me about it. But other than that, it was spot on. I think it was just my screen, to be completely honest. But yeah, you literally just missed it by like, must have been like, honestly, a minute. I do not claim this picture at Cartel Automotive. What do you mean you don't claim it? It says Cartel Automotive there, therefore it is yours. You are claiming it. Very fair comment. I don't like. It could have just, the red thing could literally just be my screen, or that was probably the color of the car. Like, it was just, that was just a personal preference thing. I've noticed that using the polarizer at night makes the image too dark. That's kind of where I know you mean. I do agree with you there. I think that's where like tripods can come in handy and longer exposures and stuff. What's the best camera for photography? As everyone is saying, there isn't one. It's the one in your pocket. It's the one you've got in your hands and the one you're using. Yeah, there's a good amount of people in this live. Like, this is by far, we nearly hit the 100 people just now. So this is by far the highest amount of people I've ever had in one of these lives, which is like, it was really, really good. So I appreciate everyone who is, you know, sharing this and liking this live is really, really good. And I do appreciate, I haven't missed the gifts that have come through. So thank you, Brad, and thank you, It's Trust, the little heart me gifts. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Pixel Beak, for sharing the live as well. Hopefully, yeah, this is going right, I think. But yeah, I like the plate on this Porsche. So, at Cartel Automotive, Patreon member and regular to these lives. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. The plate is cool. And again, I don't know if this is TikTok doing me dirty in the comments, but these wheels look a little like they clearly, you can still see what they are, but the color on them looks a bit blown out. But there's clearly a light source coming from that side, but I'm not going to go into that too much. I think the distractions on that side there are a little bit annoying, but again, this is clearly at a show, so I will give you some grace there. And I can see the Dub Shed logo in the background, so I know this is at a show. I think you've lost a little bit of detail down here in the shadows there, and I think it's more just reflections on this one, but this looks like a chrome wrap almost. But other than that, like good composition, good angle, good lighting, obviously, because it's a show and you've got big lights everywhere. I think perhaps the wheels being chrome and the light hitting them is probably what's blowing out the highlights a bit too much there, and just those people there. I think other than that, I think, yeah, just reflections is the only thing that I think needed a bit more management. But other than that, nothing wrong with this. Pretty good. Just, yeah, shadows and reflections, I think, is the only thing I can say about that. Yeah, pretty good. What are we going on? Thank you, Sam, for keeping the chat informed. I do appreciate that. Polarizers will have 1 to 3 stops of exposure. So I knew it did, but I didn't realize there was an actual like thing. You do every photo in the comments of the ones you want, because I submitted last time and missed. It depends. So what I tend to do, and as people who join these frequently know, if I get a lot of comments, I will pick the ones that I either at random or I feel I can give constructive and transferable feedback for everyone on, or yeah, always at random. But this one is going to be every comment that was on that pin video, because there was only about 25, I think, before I started the live. So, but if I've done anyone's and they've missed it, this does all get posted back up on YouTube. Comment for your reaction to the M3 Tour, and I also commented, oh dear. This was pre-CPLs, but no, you've done a good job. You've definitely done a good job there. Where can I send the pictures? Drop me a follow, keep an eye out on the page. I will put another TikTok up regarding the next live. I mean, I could probably do one tomorrow morning if people are keen. G3 is one of the furthest comments, guys. Appreciate that. With the photography, appreciate that. What camera do you recommend? Whichever one you got. I don't think there's not one camera that beats them all. There's obviously some that suit people better than others. It depends. There's so many variables involved. Like, it depends on what you do. I mean, yeah, A7 IV is the other option. Callum, do you know if you're doing mine today? It was the yellow GT6. I'll have a look now. Obviously, you do jump on these things a lot, so I will make an exception here. Let me have a look. We are filming on the camera today, so I do have access to my phone for once while we do this. But I will just be straight with you, because I know a lot of people do join these lives and unfortunately get disappointed. Yellow, when you say yellow GT6, do you mean yellow GT86, or are you like, is it GT? Are you talking about the Triumph? Is it the Triumph GT6? That's a car, isn't it? Or am I literally am I just making things up right now? Because I got a feeling that actually might be. Oh, we've done that one. We've done that one. Is it a Triumph GT6? Because if so, I'm going to be incredibly proud of my memory there. But yeah, if so, we have done it, and this will all go on YouTube, so you can have a look at what I said. I don't think anyone had anything bad to say about that shot though, so it's a positive review. Sorry, I'm just catching up with the comments now, because I'm not used to having this many people in the lives, to be honest. Got the photo back. No worries, Adam. I'm glad you liked it. You're getting big traffic for not recording off the phone. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if there's something going on there, or is it just because it's a Saturday? This is definitely the first one I've done on a Saturday. Thank you. I'll check it out once on YouTube. Yeah, definitely, mate. It's to be on my YouTube, and I will chop this live up into individual reviews as well, and I'll post them all up on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. But yeah, I'm sorry you missed that one. But yeah, right, at JazzMark6, again, Patreon member. If you're not on the Patreon, link in the bio. But JazzMark6, right, I see you. Have you photoshopped the plate out of this? Because you've definitely done something different, which is good. Nice background, nice separation from the background there. Good angle. I wouldn't even have gone lower. Normally I say go lower a lot, but I wouldn't on this, because it's preserved a good amount of detail across the bonnet and the front there. Badge isn't upside down, which is good. And I think in terms of like color grading and everything, this is pretty spot on, you know? Yeah, it's generative filled out, good. Yeah, I think that's made the difference for me on this, I think. And maybe that little white bit of piece of paper there I would have got rid of. But no, other than that, like, this is genuinely really good. Nice little background there, good old Wales. Couple of houses and some sheep hiding away in the fields there. But no, as a picture, this is genuinely really good. This is definitely a long lens. So what lens are you using? This is definitely a long lens. More so it's the weekend. Yeah, I think it's a weekend thing. what you're recording off. No, this is recording off the Canon R6, and I will be straight. The battery will die in a minute, so I will have to swap the battery out. So there will be a moment of outage. You know, everyone will go for a pee and get a cup of tea or whatever for 2 minutes. So yes, this camera will die in a second because I don't have a dummy battery. So bear with me. If it does go, I will try and give you some warning, or I'll just change it after this review. So bear with. This will go off in a sec. 50 to 250 mil, 55 to 250 mil. Thought so. But no, you've done a good job with this. This is really, really good. You've not lost too much detail in the shadows either. You know, the foreground isn't too much. Like I would normally say mask here and here, but I don't think you need to. But yeah, not got anything bad to say about this, to be honest. I think it's really, really good. Manti Maki followed the live creator. Right, Manti Maki, anyone who's not checked him out, go check him out, because I follow him and his stuff is amazing. I know he's probably not even watching this now because he's left, but check his stuff out. It's really, really cool. I think he's got like a bagged, I want to say he's got a bagged VW Buzz, hasn't he, or something? Oh yeah, he is in this. I really like your work, mate. Really, really like your work. Really cool. What gear do you use mostly, or what's your favorite gear? I have a Canon R6, which is what we're filming on now, and I use a Sigma 28mm f1.4 lens most of the time, and I also have a 70-40 that I use. Bagged VW ID.4. That's it. Yeah, but it's cool. I really like it. I really like your stuff. It's incredibly creative. If anyone, I'm not obviously anyone who follows these things regularly knows I don't normally like shout out certain people, but like definitely go check out Manti Maki's work. It's really, really good. First year for me, mainly focused on motorbikes. Yeah, to be fair, like I think, yeah, I'm nearly like, I didn't want to talk about how long I'm nearly into this now. Right, normal service has resumed. Battery is back in place, so let's get cracking. Haven't we done one at Codge? They're in this. They are in this somewhere. I want to say we've done this before. We've done this person, so I think unfortunately we'll do it. But yeah, like someone just said in the comments, this does look like film, which is quite cool. I hope it is film. If not, we've probably just insulted someone. But at HGFEFH, I believe we've done one earlier for you, but we'll do another one. Fun fact, Gecko took. Well, I saw that. I'm not that old. But no, I think this definitely looks like a film photo to me. And if it's not, I'm sorry. But it's definitely got some film vibes about it, which is really, really cool. I love all these like... Normally, when it comes to some photos, I'm like, no, get rid of all the distracting elements. But when it comes... Like, this is one of those exceptions. Again, like with everything I say, there are exceptions to the rules. But yeah, I'm going to pause you. You are older than me, so so don't do that. Just because I look older. But yeah, so I think there is exceptions to the rule. I think when it comes to garages and stuff, it's always nice to see all the pictures and all the tools in the background, as long as they're not too distracting. But this is good. I like this. I think if I was going to be like mega critical on this, I would like to have seen the car from a bit more to the left, but again, that's being critical. And I think, as has just been said in the comments, this tells a story, and that's absolutely right. That is absolutely right. This definitely, like, I look at this and I want to know more, I think is a good thing to say about this. So I think, yeah, this is a good shot from a storytelling perspective. And yeah, I wouldn't actually, on that front, I actually probably wouldn't say change anything. If you wanted it to be like a good car photography photo, then I would have said, you know, come lower, go off to the side a little bit more. But as a storytelling picture, this is genuinely really nice and I really like it. So yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say on that one. How many did you send in? You sent a lot in. In fact, I think you sent more than anyone else. I tell you what, right, because we are, where are we at? Because that is actually all the pictures we've had. The last few, unfortunately, were all sent from the same person. I don't know what that one is. But yeah, so I think, yeah, I sent quite a few as well. I think what I've done is I have skipped over a few, but maybe what we'll do, if you all bear with me, I'll definitely do another like half an hour. Okay, I tell you what, let me have a look. I think I know a lot of people have commented on that video since the live started. So yeah, what I'll do, let me have a look. Right, I think chances are TikTok may tell me off for this, but I'll open TikTok separately and I will put it up on the screen now, and we'll just start flicking through some things and we'll just see who's messaged, because a lot of people have messaged me since this live started. So perhaps maybe that's what we'll do, but I might not be able to see all the pictures actually. No, I can't. Right, okay, ignore me there. I am just waffling rubbish. Let me have a look. This is why, like, these are getting a bit tricky at the minute, because I'm trying to figure out how to, let me have a look. We'll keep this going because there's a lot of people on here, but if anyone has any questions about stuff, obviously, you know, feel free to ask. But what I'm going to do, a lot of people have commented on that post since, so I'll try and see if I can, like, pull some, I'll see how many more are on that post that I can save now, and if there's a few, we'll keep going. Okay, so let me have a look. Right, yeah, we've got a few, so I'll save a few more now. Legner by Sholan, I've definitely seen yours. So we're going to grab that now. I'm pretty sure I saw yours on your page, actually, I think, before I saw you comment it. Oh, yeah, there are some good ones here. Some good ones here. Okay, we got a few more. We got a few more. I'm just going to go check the hidden comments because for some reason TikTok does not like some car photos. I don't know whether your photos are just that good that it's been deemed. Okay, let me have a look. Yeah, I've got a few more. We've got a few more that we can do some stuff with. So give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to transfer them to my MacBook so I can do stuff. Yeah, we got another 12 we can go through. Look, and then I think I'll probably go until we hit the 2-hour mark, and then I'll call it a day then. Okay. Oh, right. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. I'm sure, as everyone knows, this is actually probably more organized than normal. Yeah, TikTok hides comments on a whim. Yeah, I know what you mean. It definitely does hide a few comments on a whim, which is interesting. Right, that screen is going to disappear in a sec, and I will bring up another one with a few more fresh images. Moffler guys, have a good one. Absolutely, mate. You have a good one as well. And yeah, will it be this week coming up? The YouTube will be up. The YouTube will likely be up today. I do tend to try and get them up pretty quickly. Probably by the end of the day, I'll get it all back up. I do tend to put those things back up as fast as possible, just while people are still interested, you know. 1831. Right, capture cursor. Let's pop this up. Right, there's the new one, people. There is the new one. Right, let me just close the old one down because it doesn't like it for some reason. Okie dokie. Where are we at? Full screen, please. Thank you very much. Right. So we've got a new batch. And this will be the last batch. I will do some more maybe tomorrow. I think there's a lot of people, like there's clearly been a lot of interest in this. So if people want me to do this again tomorrow, let me know in the comments. Definitely drop in the comments and let me know if people are keen for me to do this tomorrow, and I will do it tomorrow. But thanks, I got to pop off and do some boring adult stuff. But yeah, I've got to go soon as well. So yeah, enjoy. But yeah, if people are keen for me to do this again tomorrow, let me know in the comments, and I will. It's very much, a lot of this is very much driven by you guys. I tend to just do what I want versus what you want. Yeah, you can keep me occupied. Where are you traveling to? No, I do appreciate all the comments and likes and everything, people. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Right, let's do this one. This is nice. This is very nice. At SVD_photography. Now, that color is gorgeous. I believe that looks like a Laguna Seca blue to me. I think you are obviously very far out and you're using a very wide lens. I think I would have liked to have seen this a bit closer personally, but other than that, I think the container needs to go. The houses that are sitting behind those trees are fairly hidden, but I probably would have got rid of those too. But I think other than being so far out, this is nice. You know, front 3/4, you've got the wheel turned there how you should. You know, the colors in the image are generally very nice too. You've got good use of masking going on there to draw your attention to the car. I think just you are very far out there, which is, if that's your style, then that's absolutely fine. But I would have just got rid of the container, to be honest. I think other than that, this is actually pretty good picture. I don't know. That's not an M3, is it? Like that's not an M3. That's 4-door, isn't it? So it's not going to work. Right, where are we at? What have we seen in the images? Oh, he's pinned it. Look, go check out the presets on Patreon. Big man wants commission. Could have zoomed in a bit. Yeah, I agree with you there. I think it's a bit far out. Bro, you look like Luke Littler in 10 years, mate. Luke Littler looks like Luke Littler in 10 years. At L4 gun, what do I do? So I'm not doing any more of this live. If you want your photos rated, I'll keep an eye on my page and I will put out another video with instructions on when the next live will be and how to get your pictures rated in that live. So yeah, that's when I'll be doing it. So next one. I do appreciate everyone who is following off this live as well. That's really great, and I do appreciate it. But what I've done is there was a pinned video up on my page yesterday. This was very last minute. So what I did was posted a video with instructions on how to enter, and I just saved all the pictures this morning of who entered, and I've just gone and saved another 10, 12 of them now. So yeah, outside of this, there will be another live another time, but if you drop me a follow and keep an eye on my page, you will see when the next one will be, and I will put a video up with instructions and how to enter for the next rating live. I do also do the editing lives as well, where I edit your photos live, so keep an eye out for that. And you know, a lot of people join those. I think there's a good balance of both feedback and actually like physically showing you how to change things. But yeah, no, I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone who's joined. And as was pinned in the chat earlier, I do have a Patreon as well. I do have a lot of other things going on if you're keen to get involved a bit more. I will beat you to it. The grills need to be brightened up on this pic. Got to add you as a guest, mate. You're already a mod and you're already doing me out of a job. Right, at Matt Stokes. I believe he was in here, or has he popped off? I think he was in here. Anyway, good composition. I love that road coming up in the background. I like the angle of the car there. I think you could have done with a bit of masking on the floor and then maybe some sort of like little bit up the top here. But as was already said in the chat, I think you're losing some detail in the grille, as was pointed out. So this front end just needs a bit of a mask to bring it up a little bit because you're just losing some detail. And I would have liked to have seen a polarizer, I think, on here, just because obviously like all this side is fairly dark and not too many reflections, and then you've got one big reflection across the front. So I think it would have been nice to see a CPL there. And then I think, yeah, overall you just need to bring the shadows up a little bit. I think, yeah, and I think as a few other people in the chat are saying, it's a bit tight on this right hand side. So what normally, like, if I'm trying to do a central composition, I try to make sure there's enough room on both sides, make sure it's equal. So like the last part of the car on the left of the image is to the end of the image. That gap there needs to be equal both sides. I'd also slightly mask and lift the brightness. Yeah, I think overall it just needs the shadows bringing up, I think, and definitely needs that front end sorting out because it's just losing a lot of detail there and made a bit more central. But I think other than that, like, this is genuinely a really good shot and shows a lot of promise, like a lot of potential there. I think just, yeah, that you're losing a lot of detail in that grille, and generally in the shadows overall, there's just a lot of detail lost. But no, other than that, the composition's good. You've clearly picked a good time of day to shoot the picture as well, and clearly picked a good location. You just need a bit more breathing room on this side and just bring the shadows up overall. I think would be a pretty good way to do that. You know, ball, yeah. Radial gradient is the best cheat code ever. If you honestly, as anyone who watches the live editing, you will know I love a radial gradient. He fixes a lot of things in. Fixes a lot of things. How do we send in submissions? I'm not taking any more submissions now. If you want to be in the next live, drop me a follow and keep an eye out. I will post another video regarding the next live. I might do one tomorrow. If there's enough interest, I'll do one tomorrow. But masking in general makes a massive difference. You're spot on there, Brad. Spot on. Masking is, like, I think, is a key component to editing, in my opinion. Like, it is important. Right, at X Jess Zuki X. Few things on this one. I think I've seen these. This isn't a dark. Is this a dark horse, or is it just a newer shape Mustang? I'm getting a few things mixed up. So this is clearly, like, these are grey in person from what I've seen, and this clearly reflecting a lot of the sky there. So I personally would just make the car look blue. So I personally would have desaturated the car. I think just to take some of that blue out of it, make it look a bit more true to its color. Edited out the distractions, so you've got this flyer in the window there, shadow on the floor there, and then you've got someone's arm and bag there as well. And then I would have just, like we said in the previous image, I would have evened out the gap on both sides there. So I would have either cropped in a bit more, or I would have pulled back out the picture a bit, and then a bit of masking and just kind of recomposing the image a little bit. I think would have done this some good. But you know, the front 3/4 is good. It's a good kind of situation. I think, yeah, there's just a lot of distracting elements, and the color on the car is a little bit off for me, I think. Are you doing 12 random ones that were sent in today? Right, so the way this has worked, I did a TikTok yesterday saying I was going live today. I took all the comments from there this morning, and then since this live has started, there was 12 more comments on that video. So when I got to the end of the ones I downloaded this morning, I downloaded the other 12, and then after that, that is all I'm going to be doing. So for this, like, it's very much like I'm only taking it from the comments that were in that video I did. So yeah, I will do so. I mean, look, if people want me to do another one, I can do another one tomorrow. If not, I will not. I'll just do something else. But yeah, I could possibly do another one tomorrow if people want another chance to enter in. I will do another one tomorrow. Right, at TJ_Automotive. This is cool. I like this. I think there's a few things I would change though. So this isn't looking straight to me. I don't know if that's just me. If it's not, let me know. And there's a little blue thing there that's quite annoying, so I would have got rid of that. And the car is definitely not central. Again, like we were saying in the other ones, you know, you want to take the furthest left edge of the car and the furthest right edge of the car, and you want to make sure there's an even amount of space either side. So I think you needed to have cropped this probably along this line here, and then that would have been even in the middle. You've done a very good job of exposing a black car well, but I think as is coming in the comments now, the car looks high. Now I know a lot of the times I do tend to preach about you want to crouch down and take it from a different angle and get lower, but I think in this occasion I would have come up a little bit just to stop the car from looking so high, so there's not so much space under the car. But overall, like, I like the editing. This is clearly following the style, which is a nice style choice, which is good. I think I would have just changed the crop and, like I said, yeah, come up a little bit just so there's not all this empty space there, I think. But as Brad has just said in the comments, normally you come up to in line with the headlights. But I think in this instance, you may even be avoiding that because sometimes that can cause some flare that you don't want. But again, this is just a choice. But you got a lot of details, good exposure, pretty good composition. It just needs a bit of crop. But no, overall, this is pretty good. I think yeah. Going back to what I normally say, masking, 100% masking, just to draw a bit more attention into the car. This is clearly a moody day, so I would have brought in some masking, both top and bottom, just to draw some attention into the car, if that makes sense. Right. Would a darker sky make the car pop more? Yeah, 100%. You are spot on there. I think actually you said that before I said it, so yeah, you beat me to it then, mate. You beat me to it. A good tip I heard years ago is you want to be in line with the mirrors. Doesn't always work though. It's a good little rule to have though. Like, it's a good rule to have. It's not in central. No, we did mention that. It was definitely not central. This one is amazing. Really could have made a pick for an official channel for the race team. Yeah, I completely agree. We'll get onto this in a sec though. How to show mine, where can I send it? Keep an eye on my page, and there will be another video soon that will talk about when the next one is and the instructions to enter. So keep an eye on my page and we'll do it there. Right, I think, were they in this chat? I think they were in here. At G3CXO Media. This is good. As someone has said, this one is really, really good. Could have made a pick for the official channels for the race team, 100%. Now, for me personally, I would have liked to have seen a bit more of a stylistic color grade on it. But other than that, this is good. This is really, really good. I'm not sure what you've shot it with, but either way, it's lovely. You know, you've got this line across here. You've got this shadow here almost forms like a perfect kind of outline around the car. So like, you know, you've got this line here and this line here. It kind of just creates this really nice kind of lighting situation for the car, which you've obviously caught at a very good time. You know, you've got all this buzz around here. Like, when it comes to race cars, I think, like we said before, it's about telling a story. And when it comes to like garage situations and motorsport, normally I'd be like, no, get rid of the people. But I actually think that this works with the people, because it's obviously like you can see some of them pointing and some of them looking at it, and then you've got the tires being transported around here. You know, this is clearly in the midst of testing or a race, or probably testing based where the people are. But like, you know, there's clearly something going on here, which I really, really like. I just personally would have gone with a bit more of the stylistic color grade, just to put your spin on it. I think just to put your mark on it. But no, other than that, this is good. Like, this is genuinely really, really good. Yeah, this definitely tells a story, which is why it'd be valuable for the brand, 100%. If you're watching this and you do watch this back on YouTube, or I do post up on TikTok, which I will, definitely have a look at sending this to the brand. I think they'd really like this one. So no, you've done a really, really good job with this. Like, the timing you've got and everything else in the composition and everything is really, really good. So you've done well with this. Like, fair play. Definitely get in touch with a little sippy sip for this one. Martin, oh, is this you? Is this you? Right. Do you know, at MRTN_photos, Mr. Martin, who is, I believe, is watching this now, I've actually, personally, I've got nothing to say. Like, this, I lie, I've got one thing to say. This here, this tiny little square here, and that is it. Mwah, chef's kiss. This is spot on. Obviously the lighting is fantastic here. The color grade it's very subtle, the color grade on this, which I like. I wouldn't even, like we were saying previously, you want some stuff to tell a story, and I think the balance of people looking and clearly people taking pictures of the car is bang on. Like, some would say, and I'm sure, there we go, as is already said in the chat, some people would get rid of all of this. Maybe, I think if I was to have edited this, I probably would have, but I think it still works. That's definitely like a choice. But no, I think composition wise, lighting wise, obviously you've got a fantastic situation there. Incredibly subtle color grading, which I really, really like. And you've clearly got a good use of masking going on at the bottom there. Car slap bang in the middle. Yeah, nothing bad to say. Why am I kissing chefs? Because this is good. But this is really, really good. But yeah, yeah, I've got nothing. There is no feedback I would give you other than like that light there. But that again is being picky, you know. This is good. This is really, really good. I've got, yeah, spot on, mate. Like, fair play. This is good. This is really good. Okay, so the standard of images has gone up a bit, I think. I've noticed this is not central. Let me just move this over a little bit. There you go. But no, that is fantastic work. Like, fair play. That is really, really good. Really good. Check my set of the G3CXO on my Insta. I went crazy with cleanup. Sometimes you cut, yeah, you've got to, but no, like, fair play, mate. This is like, that was really, really good. Really, really good. Right, where are we at? What time is it? 1 hour 37. Yeah, we'll do another 20 minutes. How far are we in? Actually, I think this might... How far are we? Oh, we got a few more to go. Okay. Yeah, we've got a few more to go. So these will definitely be the last ones that we'll do now. But we've got a few more to go. But I'd frame that as a compliment, you know? Right. No spotter problems. This, I like this. This caught my attention. I think the color grade, the lighting... You know, I think you've done some cleanup, but not much. Like, you've done just enough to keep the scene honest. I think I would love to have seen it without this. Like, I know this is obviously like a scenic location, so people will know that that is there. But for me personally, I would have liked to have just seen it without this, I think. Pardon me. I would like to have seen it without that, but that's the only thing I would have said. But that's just purely just because it's so close to the car. I think it's a bit distracting, and I would question if the highlights are blown out across here. So if you've lost detail in the highlights there, because if you look at the shape of the car there, where you've got some shadows coming in, and you look at the shape of the bumper and the body lines, that is totally missing there. So I would question whether that is overexposed on that area, which I know in these situations is incredibly tricky to sort. But no, this is, yeah, as has just been said in the comments, whoever took this shot, be proud of yourself, because this is really, really good. Really, really good. Edit is lovely. I love the color grade. Car is obviously really cool as well. Situation is really, really cool. You got good leading lines there as well. Good shadow, good everything. I think I'd just like to have seen it without this, but that again is me being really, really picky. I see the radial mask on the left side. I think, yeah, I mean, there's clearly like light coming from that direction anyway, but I think that is possibly what has blown out the highlights on this side. But that is the only criticism I have, I think, is those highlights are blown out there and that bit there. But no, good for. Can you rate mine? There will be another TikTok going out today that will explain when the next live is and how to enter. That will be going out probably after this live. We'll probably do another 20 minutes and then we'll call it a day then. Right. At Samuel YDRBLX. I've never seen a caddy on Ferrari wheels before. Like, that's interesting, as you've just said. That is interesting. Now, this is one of those shots that could have been good and is missing a few things. Now, for me, when I look at this, I can see there is the possibility of a nice reflection there. So I personally would have taken the shot lower down and got that reflection in the shot. But I also know you probably want to show off that this is a caddy. So it's a bit of a toss up there as to what you prioritize. Definitely first thing, this reflection's got to go. It's taken away from the image too much. Like, when I opened this, the first thing I looked at was that reflection. Like, my eye was instantly drawn to that before anything else. And the Ferrari logo being upside down is quite sideways is a bit annoying as well. But as just said in the comments there, for me it's looking weird because the rim is too small. You're right. I think in terms of the image itself, that rim is incredibly important. And I think that wheel should have been center in the image, so it should have been like up here, and then you would have caught this reflection that's clearly forming down here. You wouldn't have had that reflection up there. But no, like, there's clearly a color grade on it which looks alright, and yeah, it's the intention is there. The intention is there to have a really, really good shot. I think the angle is a little bit off and the reflections are just really distracting in my opinion, at least that one anyway. But I would have liked to have seen this reflection because that would have like added to the image almost. But I think this one is too much. This one is just taking it away, unfortunately. Rate on Instagram? No, I don't do Instagram ratings. TikTok tells you off for that, so no, I won't be doing that, unfortunately, mate. Sorry. Check your TikTok DM. I'm not taking any more submissions for this. Information on how to enter the next one will be posted up on my page soon. I don't take submissions as we're doing them. Rate my car? No, I'm not rating cars. We are rating photography here, not cars. What also annoyed was the wheel wasn't sent. Was it not? Was the wheel not centering that arch? It's not. That's a good spot. That was a very good spot. I did not spot that. Someone, do you want to host a live? Because you're kind of doing me out of a job now. But no, okay. As was just pointed out, the wheel is also not center. So the wheel is sitting on this side of the arch, look. So no, yeah, so that was my bad, I missed that, but that's why we do these lives. It's great to hear that people, you know, telling me otherwise as well. We're not all experts, but no, that is not sitting center. Again, that, I mean, that could be a structural thing, I don't know. The lowered VAG things could just be. Where can I share my pictures? There. Keep an eye on my TikTok. I will post another TikTok soon, explaining when the next live is and how to enter. If there is enough interest, I will do another one tomorrow. It depends on the interest. If people want me to do another one tomorrow, I can. But yeah, I'll be doing another 10-15 minutes, and that'll be it. Then I think then we would have hit the 2-hour mark. And as I'm sure Cartel Automotive is going to laugh at me for, I then want some lunch. So yeah. Right, let me just move this over a little bit. There you go. Sip of coffee. Let's get on to the next one, shall we? But yeah, drop me a follow, keep an eye on my page, and I will post instructions when the next one is and how to enter. So yeah, if everyone who's watching this, I don't, like, as anyone knows, I don't normally ask for things, but definitely drop me a follow and keep an eye out, and I'll explain how to enter the next one. Right, at CRKYX.X. Very cool car. Very cool car. This is clearly a show of some description, I'd imagine, and the reason that I know this is you've either run a long exposure or you've masked out things and the mask hasn't updated. So if you look very carefully at this bit here, can anyone see that? There is clearly an human that was there. And then if you look over here, you can see where some people have been walking. So this looks like one of two things. There was either a long exposure and it's caught people walking, which is fine, or the mask hasn't updated where you've removed them. It's one of two, but I think it's probably likely the mask hasn't updated. But I think for me that is the biggest distracting element of this image. Obviously then you've got the usual kind of sort of background bits that need removing, but those there is the biggest bug for me. You can see it all across there. It's almost like ghosting, isn't it? Yeah, no cleanup, just ghosts. It's a haunted image. But no, with that aside, this is a good image, good color grading, good use of masking down there. I wouldn't even, normally I'd say that's too much, but it kind of suits this. Just that ghosting that's going on up here, I think, yeah. Other than that, that's why I would change and just get rid of these poles and stuff in the background, I think. But no, good front 3/4, good height on the image to show off that this is a little sunroof model look and show off the big fat wheelie bin of a turbo that's in the engine bay. But no, yeah, this is good. I like this. Just would have got rid of that ghosting and some background bits. What's going on? I sent some photos in the comments of your last video, so if you can rate them on any of them. I've downloaded everything this live. If you want to be in the next live or have a chance to be in the next live, there will be another TikTok going out later that will tell you everything you need to know. When the next one is, how to enter, etc. It's typical old escort, this of ghosts in its history. People going missing. Check mine. No, you didn't say please, so no. I appreciate the follow, Logan. Thank you very much. Right, let's get cracking on the next one. At Autolayer. It's a good name. So this is clearly a show, which is I will give you some slack on because obviously there's usually a lot of distracting elements at shows. But to be fair, this is actually pretty good. Like, there's not too much distracting elements. Clearly at the chemical guys stand. For me, I would have got rid of these guys here, or at least that one there, just because it's sort of, I'm being drawn to that naturally. So I think if I wanted to improve this image, I would have moved over to the right and shown off the side of the car and those wheels a little bit more, and I would have just got the car to pop a little bit more. It kind of looks a little bit dark to me. I don't know if it's just me, but it does. This whole image looks a bit dark. So I think I would have brightened it up a little bit and I would have moved over to the right just to show off those wheels, you know, because they're clearly some cool wheels. And color grading wise though, this is nice. Composition wise it's good. You just need to move to the right a little bit more. And yeah, other than that, it's actually pretty good. I think a higher looking down angle to show the quarter bonnet. Yeah, I agree. I just spotted that as you were saying it. I think, yeah, that would have been good as well. Almost like basically what you want on this, I think this angle would have worked really, really well on this image because you've got the quarter bonnet and you would have shown off the wheels and everything. So yeah, that would have been really good, but I think it's a little bit dark and I would have changed the angle a little bit. I think is the only thing I would have done there, but other than that, it's just pretty good. Right, let me just start. I'm being summoned. What's going on? Oh, bear with me. Oh, we've got Brad. Okie dokie. Right, at Brad G52. This isn't bad, you know. Like, I'm not just saying this because you're watching it. Like, this generally isn't bad. This is Belvoir Forest, isn't it? Before you say the cleanup was annoying me on the number plate. No, I don't think. I think, to be honest, like, if you were gonna, for me, if you're going to remove number plates, I would have just removed the whole thing. I would have just got rid of the whole thing. I wouldn't just blank it out unless that's a choice. But I would have just removed the whole thing, I think. Good background separation, good front 3/4 angle, good, you know, you got the polarizer on the front. I know being a forest is quite tricky to get rid of all reflections. The color grading is pretty good. I think you're losing a bit of detail in the wheel on the lower part there, but like, other than that, this is generally not bad. Like, this is not bad at all. You've still got some good detail in the grills. It's just obviously a lot of reflections being in a forest. It's a little bit tricky, but you've done a good job there. And like, yeah, I could use some masking. Yeah, this is pretty good. I wouldn't, yeah, nothing too bad I can really say about this. There's nothing I can give you much feedback on, really. I think other than I would have just edited out the whole number plate. But that's all I would have done, I think, differently if I had taken this shot. If I'd taken it, I think, yeah, that's all I would have changed. Not fair play, mate. You've done a good job with this. I'd even maybe argue, now I'm looking at it, is it the car straight? But again, that's a really easy fix, you know, that'll take 2 seconds. But no, other than that, yeah, no, it's pretty good. Nothing else I'd say about that, really. Yeah, I'd have just taken away the whole plate. I think for me, I wouldn't have just blanked it. I'd have just got rid of the whole thing. Sorry, 1 second. Just answering things. Okay. Magnetic plate holders. Yeah, but that's down to the owner. You know, like that's not really anything in the photographer's control. Sorry, I posted the edited together version. No, it's okay. I think looking at it, I think the same points are going to apply across the whole thing anyway. So right. So instructions on how to enter the next live will be posted on my TikTok page today. I'll probably do another one tomorrow, and I'll give instructions on how to enter. So keep an eye out on that. Don't just keep spamming the chat saying me please and asking me how I'll send it. Drop me a follow, keep an eye on the page, and there'll be more instructions to follow. But yeah, right. I don't rate people's profiles, and I don't go on to other apps or anything like that. I only rate the pictures that are either sent to me, well, if I ask them to be sent to me, or are dropped in the comments on the video when I ask for it. But yeah, I don't do profiles or anything. I did try that, and unfortunately it didn't work. Okie dokie. So at slegner.ch. Now you're in this chat, so I'm not going to be too mean. I'm joking now. Right. So on all 3 of these, the composition's good. The color grading is good. The biggest thing for me is you've lost a lot of detail in the wheels. I think that's the biggest thing for me that bugs me on this. Now, like this one, for example, I cannot see any detail in the wheels. And the same on this as well. There's just no detail in the wheels or in the shadows. So I think for me, it's black wheel problems. Like, it's definitely black wheel problems. And this is just the unfortunate truth of black wheels. And I think on this front on shot, I would have got rid of that pin, I'm guessing it is, or that little bit there. But definitely, yeah, increase the shadows a bit, even if it's selectively. I think the highlights are a bit strong. I think that bonnet looks a bit like there's no detail in that bonnet for me. So I think that you need to mess about with the highlights and shadows a little bit. But composition wise and color grade wise, this is very, very nice. I just think, yeah, you need to adjust the highlights and shadows a little bit. I thought it was a stylistic choice. Yeah, I do agree. I like the style of it. I think, yeah, you've just lost some detail as a result. That's all. So I would have just messed about with the shadows and the highlights. But color wise and composition wise, this is really good. You just lost the detail there. That's all. But that's the only thing I'm going to say about it. Just lost it. Yeah. I mean, maybe as we were on the topic of number plates in the previous one, maybe look at removing number plates. But again, that's being picky, you know. But I think, and that's obviously down to the owners if they want their plates in the pictures or not. But no, other than that, this is good. This is definitely really, really good. Just lost some details in the wheels, but yeah. And that is the last one, people. That is actually the last one. Right, that is the last one. So we'll be looking to wrap this up in a minute. So when you're going live tomorrow, or posting the vid about tomorrow's live after this one. So I'll post a video after I've closed this one off about what's happening for the next live. So if anyone does want to submit more photos for the tomorrow's live, there will be information about that. Yeah, appreciate the follow. Thank you very much. Really do appreciate that. Yeah, so I'll do another live tomorrow if there's enough demand for it, and yeah, if there's interest for it, I will do it. But yeah, keep an eye on my page. The information on that will be there. So yeah, we're gonna probably close this live off in a bit, in about 2-3 minutes. But no, thank you everyone who sent in all their pictures. I really appreciate it. I understand that both this one and tomorrow's one is incredibly short notice, and do definitely check me out on all my other social media platforms. I use the same name across everything, at G3CXO, and I also have a Patreon and YouTube and everything, where the Patreon is basically full of like a lot of useful assets, including presets and, you know, email templates and all this useful stuff, and all of that is in the link in my bio. So please go check that out. You know, it supports me and helps me out a lot, and it helps me keep doing this as frequently as I can. I also do lives where I edit people's pictures as well, so definitely drop me a follow and keep an eye out for that. And yeah, and if you're watching this on TikTok and you've watched it all the way through, or you're watching this on YouTube and you've watched it all the way through, I really appreciate it. Definitely go drop me a follow, definitely drop a like, definitely subscribe, and I'll keep you posted with more stuff. But thank you everyone who has joined. Been a good watch. See you in the next one, hopefully. Likewise, mate. Do you say what time? Yeah, so in the video, I post every bit of information that I can, and it's all going to be in that video. And I will post the YouTube video up, and I will get that up as soon as possible. And yeah, we will go from there. But yeah, thank you to everyone who's joined, and I am going to be signing out now. And yeah, definitely keep an eye on the page for tomorrow's live. I'll do another one tomorrow. All right, see everyone soon. Thank you everyone for joining, and I will catch you all tomorrow.